exactly what this is yet, but we are playing Telltale's Game of Thrones Episode 1. Which will be quite interesting, because I'm kind of going into this fresh. I mean, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I've seen all the episodes, and of course, I've read all the books. So I would be interested in seeing what someone who has done neither of that thinks of this game, but unfortunately we are stuck with me. For thousands of years, House Forrester has been loyal to the Stark. To claim Ironwood. And even as someone who read the books, I don't know House Forrester, I don't believe. I'm really curious about this series because I will get back.
Two weddings brought on by beheadings, it all ends happily.
The great Jaime Lannister, Kingslayer, Oathbreaker, brought to his knees by the men of the North.
And set free by the women. You'd think he'd done it himself the way he tells it. Lord Forrester's sword won't clean itself, you know. Make sure it's spotless this time. Lord Forrester won't be happy with blood and brains all over it. Go on. It's only blood.
Okay. Ooh.
Now that is a proper sword.
I'll have one like it myself someday.
You'll never have a sword like that. I say that as a friend. And if we're being honest, you are just a squire.
Why not?
You don't give swords like that to pig farmers.
I had a hand in it, you know.
A hand in what?
Capturing him.
He was nowhere near the Kingslayer at the Whispering Wood. He was so drunk he barely made it out of his tent. Next they'll tell us he caught Tyrion too.
So what really happened?
Someone caught him, I suppose. Ask any man here and they'll say it was them.
You captured the Kingslayer.
Aye. Well,
This seems to
I
be
had a hand
set
in it.
during the
Hand
events
round his
of the-
ankle as 10
the
others
books
took
in
him
the
down.
show.
See? What did I tell you?
Brought
After
him
the
to his
first
knees.
Lord Forrester.
But not before he
First
dragged
book.
you halfway across the battlefield on your face.
You're questioning Norrin's honor.
I can't remember when Jaime
I'm
gets
questioning
attacked.
Norrin's story, which grows more far-fetched every time he tells it.
I think it's 2.
Get your liege lord some wine. Go on. It's your job.
Right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Garrett. I'll do it.
I am a fan of the Telltale
Norrin's
games,
family has faithfully served House
but I've
Forrester
finished
for
all of
centuries.
the newer ones of this.
His
style.
honor is beyond reproach, and House Tully is forever in his debt. They've never seen a field ploughed so well as the day the Kingslayer dragged poor Norrin across the battlefield.
I did, however, play every single one of their previous releases with the exceptions of Jurassic Park and Wallace and Gromit.
Fetch your cup. Tonight we celebrate.
But as I was saying, I was curious
To Robb
when
Stark,
this would be
the
set.
King in the North!
as-
Tomorrow, we march on Casterly Rock, and House Forrester has been given the greatest honor to lead the Young Wolf's army and ride as the vanguard!
as
gods
while
of
difficult,
favors.
still
Onward
possible to create
to
a captivating
Casterly
story set during the events of another one.
To the Lannisters!
Aye!
The North remembers!
Aye! Got it.
But it is much
Yes,
more
my lord?
difficult to
I
make
need
a
you
captivating story
keep
set
an eye
within
out
a
for
more
Roderick.
possibly
As his
more
father,
interesting one.
I could not be more proud of the man he's become. On a night like this, men find false courage at the bottom of their cups. I'd rather he were here.
Yes, my lord.
There's also the question of what's to be done with you. It's been on my mind for a while now. Something must be done. You've served House Forrester well for several years now, but I can't expect you to squire forever. How shall I reward your loyalty? What can I offer you? You serve me well.
To bring honor to House Forrester, my lord.
You have more honor than those who were born to it. There were those who had their doubts when your uncle put forth your name as my squire. But you've erased those doubts entirely. It would be an honor to see you riding by Roderick's side in the vanguard tomorrow. Not as a squire, but as the equal of any man who serves House Forrester. It's well deserved, Garrett. Your hard work has paid off.
Thank you, my lord. I promise. I won't let you down.
That I
have
don't
no
doubt.
reason to be a dick
But for
yet,
now,
so
keep
I
this
might as
between
well,
us.
you know.
We're celebrating tonight, and I wouldn't want the other squires to feel discouraged.
Yes, my lord.
Now go, and find Roderick if you
Standard
can.
access.
I will, my lord.
Standard
Thank you.
decisions.
Bloody hell. Empty.
But especially
Squire!
since this is a character I don't know.
Fetch us
so-
more wine.
Oh, and how far
Can
in
you give
I
me
am?
a hand?
Another question from the chat. I just started. We're literally,
Come
this is
on.
the opening.
Make it up to you.
Yeah, no problem.
I have been a squire longer than you.
Yeah, as I was saying, I am
I
curious.
outrank you. You should help me.
Now, what they're going to do since this takes place in the middle of the show. And I thought it was a brilliant decision for them when they did The Wolf Among Us to set it
Fetch more wine.
before
Scrub
as a
my
prequel.
armor, clean my
The
boots.
only caveat being
It's
is
my
there's a
luck
big
to end up ignoring while you serve the
character
Lord.
red herring.
Let him fetch his own wine for once. He's a drunk
sound is pretty
liar
low. Okay.
and an arrogant prick.
You'd better watch your tongue, Bowen. It could be much
What
worse.
the fuck do you know about it? Nothing
Let's
is
see what I
worse
can
than
do
Nori.
about that.
See, that's where you're lucky. Low expectations. If I'd grown up covered in pig shit, shovel and slop, well, maybe I'd think saddling his horse was the greatest honor in the Seven Kingdoms. I suppose this beats pig farming. But not by much.
Don't get angry with me. We're no different, you and I.
Aye, but I'm not the son of a pig farmer. My father had dignity. All I'm saying is,
So yeah,
this rate
so
will never be more
The
than
Wolf
this,
Among Us really
which is nothing.
benefited from being a
The lowest
prequel in
of
the
the
fact
low.
that besides in the big
All
character
I
red herring
know,
at the
we
end of
could
the
be
first
squires
episode,
for
it was
life.
pretty
pulling wine around a fucking wedding.
fresh territory for the
What a waste of
series.
fucking time.
Give it time. You'll get there.
More easy for you to say. Maybe if my uncle were castellan at House Forrester, I'd feel different.
And
Who my uncle is, that's nothing
so
to do
at
with
least
it.
the first season of The
How
Walking
much
Dead was
further?
essentially a prequel. Sure, there
That's
was a
right
little
over
bit of
there.
interaction with a couple characters from the show and all that, but it took place before Rick ever arrived there.
Take your time.
And the problem
You
often
lot
with these
will
types
drink
of
your
stories
share.
is you end
Good
up
thing
as
Lord
an
Walder's
unknown
in
character
a generous
who
mood.
turns out to have been
Fucking
at all these
friends.
key events, but of course, you know, the other
Nice night for a wedding.
property or other material in the property don't ever talk about this character.
Not
But
often he finds it with
Telltale
a
has
husband
definitely
for
been
one of
putting a
his daughters.
strong foot forward, so I'm curious to see how this will turn out.
Don't expect me to carry it for you, Sir Garrett. What? What's wrong?
I do have to say, as much as I've been loving Telltale's games, their engine's
What's
starting to
gotten
show
into
its
you?
age.
You're acting rather odd.
We need to get back. Now.
They're fine. They can wait.
No, you don't understand. We need to go.
And take the
Oh,
fucking flagon
shit.
already.
Is this
What's
really
wrong with
when,
him?
when the game takes place?
Something the matter?
Bowen, we have to go.
You go if you're in such a rush.
We have to warn the others.
Good luck.
Yeah, holy shit. I almost completely missed that. I didn't realize that was a quick time event for a moment.
A gift from the king!
Shit. Holy fucking shit.
Shoot that one! What? Look out!
Fuck. I have lost my shield. Shit. Apparently, I wasn't supposed to make that quick time event. At least we know Telltale hasn't shied away from the brutality of the Game of Thrones series.
Good fucking riddance.
Garrett, did you find Roderick?
Speak up, Garrett.
The Freys. They slaughtered him, my lord.
Where's my squire? You didn't leave him, did you? What happened to him?
I didn't leave him, but I couldn't save him.
Find a weapon, quickly!
Shit. I'm playing with the controller, and for those quick time events are on the left stick,
You fucking traitor!
and the
Go, my lord, while there's still time.
aiming and pulling the right trigger events are on the right stick. But the right stick action seems to have a sort of auto lock, and it keeps throwing me off because I'm expecting to scroll to them, and it
Seven hells.
jumps.
You're wounded, my lord.
I've suffered worse.
Well, the phrase says time. Don't run,
Fuck. It's not a wound.
Guard this with your life. Return it to Ironrath.
Fatal
where it
stabbing.
belongs. There's no time to waste. I'll be damned if I let it fall into the hands of those traitors.
What the phrase says
You have
about
to go.
stage, you're welcome to the fucking torch.
I will do as you command, my lord.
You have served me well. I know I can count on you. Tell your uncle. Tell him.
Okay, alright, I'll, here, let me...
The North Grove.
There we go,
never
that
be
should
lost.
hopefully fix our,
Tell no one but
mic
him.
audio
Do you
problems.
understand? You must swear. Tell only your Uncle Duncan.
I swear that I will, my lord.
Hey, it's those
Now
foresters.
go. On your honor, you must do this for your house. Go!
Kill those fucking foresters. With love from
shit. Achievement unlocked. Chapter 1. I don't know how I feel about this. I really kind of wish they would have just grabbed the opening from the show, because it looks really good. And yeah. I know these games are still coming out, or at least I'm pretty sure Tales from the Borderlands did, on the older, on the last generation of consoles, but I really hope Telltale upgrades their engine for current gens soon, because I know how much more art it would take to generate, but yeah, that does not look good. Especially since we have an amazing looking visual reference already in the original credits. I honestly don't know if Telltale could make the jump completely to next gen though, just because that amount of art that and the increased animation is a ton of work, and I don't think their team is that small, or is that big.
Fresh.
And now this feels more like a traditional adventure game. Walking around looking at shit.
That's Father's car.
Lord Bolton better give us fucking titles for this.
Winter may be coming, but at least he'll have his bacon. Move along, boy. There's nothing for you here.
Father.
I said move on. Unless you want to get fed to the fucking pigs.
I'm going to kill you.
Is that so? You can try if you like, and then we'll feed you to the pigs.
Get off my land!
This is Bolton land now, boy. Lord Bolton is the new Warden of the North. I reckon he'd like a proper lordly sword like that.
No.
I'll have that sword, boy.
Shut up, Dylan. I see you in the chat.
Aye. You'll have it.
Come on, man.
Alright. Finish this fucking pig farmer.
Pathetic.
Literally, the first thing you do is lose the sword. God damn it.
You really are a pig farmer, aren't you?
Of course I'm gonna go for the axe. Damn it! Oh, I guess I can do those actions with either stick. Oh, shit!
Mercy. Please. I beg of you. I have a family. They'll never survive without me. I have no quarrel with you.
Fine.
Thank you.
Lord Whitehill will see you hang for this. That much I promise.
But even if I didn't show the guy mercy, wouldn't
Father?
the other one still have ridden
God.
off?
You survived. Your sister. Oh, she hid. I tried to stop them.
I'll kill the men who did this.
Not. Did he not even wrap his stab wound?
It's Garrett! Get the Castellan! Tell him his nephew survived!
Garrett!
I was too late. They were already dead.
Bring the maester. Meet us in the Great Hall. Quickly!
Two Whitehill soldiers?
And a Bolton. They killed my family. And for what?
This game sure is loading a
My
lot. I
sister,
wonder. We're playing on PC,
She
but
was
I wonder
only
on
8 years old.
the.
This never would have
I
happened.
mean,
with
either
the
console.
Starks in
Honestly,
power.
how
It's unimaginable.
how long those loads
Unacceptable.
are.
You have my condolences.
Thank you, Maester.
The blade cut deep, but I should be able to save your leg. Your justice was swift. Some will call it vengeance. No doubt the Whitehills will claim it was murder. It was your family. I can't say I would have done any different than you. But the Whitehills won't see it that way.
They attacked me. I had no choice but to defend myself.
I didn't
course.
like
We
that.
can't let the Whitehills just walk all over us. These maggots.
Oh, really?
aim to
The
help prevent
Xbox?
infection.
One has
Hold the
terrible
window
loading
open for me, would
problems.
you?
That sucks. Oh god. Oh man. Oh, what the? Oh, fucking A.
These are dark days, I fear. To lose the lord of the house and the eldest son through
I
such a
know that in the Middle
despicable
Ages
act
they
of
put
treachery
maggots
and
to eat
betrayal.
away the dead and rotting skin,
Great
but
houses and
fuck,
hours
to
have fallen
see
in
it.
times such as this. The late Lord Forrester was a good man. And poor Roderick. A serious man, but he would have made a good lord.
Our house will never fall.
By the gods, let's hope you're right. The future of this house is in Lord Ethan's hands now, although he is young and altogether unprepared to lead. Right. This might hurt a bit.
Yep, not just
Don't
the
be sorry,
violence
will
and
you?
brutality of medieval combat, but
I
just
understand from your uncle that Lord
everything.
Forrester saved your life.
He did.
Rather odd, though, that he chose to save you, his squire, and not his son Roderick.
yeah, I guess you're right. They do still do the
Not that
maggot
Roderick
thing
couldn't
sometimes,
handle
just not
himself.
in first world
He was as good with a
countries.
sword as any man I've seen. It's unfortunate the Citadel doesn't train maesters in the art of warcraft.
He gave me a message to deliver.
A message? About what? What did he tell you?
Get my uncle. I was told only to tell him.
Your uncle? I see. Must be rather important then. Lady Forrester will be here any moment now. I'd like you to walk for me first, to see if you can put any weight on that leg.
Magic healing
Go on.
maggots.
Don't stop now. It's better to let the blood circulate.
So we went through the whole first chapter, making decisions and stuff,
The Ironwood Grove.
and then apparently where people I mean, that's the one thing I do miss about The Walking Dead is being able to turn off those notifications. But being told that certain characters would remember my decisions, but aren't they all dead? It's a practice that's coming back to minimize the use of antibiotics. Why?
Mirror. Still in King's Landing, I
Is
suppose.
it like a hippie thing
Although,
about
I wonder if they'll bring her home.
keeping our bodies natural?
Talia and Ethan. I suppose Lord Ethan now. Asher. Exiled to Westeros, unfortunately. Ryan. Never easy being the fourth-born son. Roderick. He was our best warrior by far.
Because antibiotics breed superbugs
Lord
like
Forrester.
MRSA. Oh yeah, I guess that
It
does
was
make
an honor
sense, but
to
still
squire for him.
creepy as
Gregor
fuck.
the Good.
Yeah, that's everyone.
You seem to be favoring it. Always sad to see a warrior lose a leg.
I'm fine, Maestro.
Buckets of maggots.
Rather cute little creatures, aren't they?
No.
Yes.
Fuck no. These people important. No, I don't know. These appear to be a side house that sided with the North and loyal to the Starks, but
This might help.
so far, besides talk of Lord Bolton, of course, Roose Bolton, the flayed man,
I may be mistaken. You do seem able to put weight on
and
it.
you know, talk of the Starks, and of course, I mean, the game opened with the Red Wedding. None of these people we've ever seen before. But we are going to get in some hot pause menu action with the Codex. No, and I'm not actually taking the time to read these. Oh yeah, that's enough Codex, since I'm not actually going to read it, but seems a little difficult to navigate, but
Does your leg feel
it's
weak?
visually appealing.
No. I just wanted to ask you. Can I go now?
I believe your leg will be fine. Only time will tell, but... Lady Forrester.
Welcome home, Garrett. We're all relieved to know you survived.
Thank you, my lady.
Talia asked to see you.
Garrett, I heard what happened. Is it true? Your family... I'm so sorry.
Me too.
Off to bed now. Hurry on. Garrett was just telling me how valiantly Lord Forrester fought to the end, even when all was lost. I'm sure Lady Forrester would like to know. Whatever you can recall.
He was a hero, my lady. The bravest man on the battlefield by far.
Yet he was unable to save his own son.
You were with Roderick, no? I'm sure it was chaos and confusion, but if you can remember anything, I'm sure Lady Forrester would like to know.
He fought valiantly, my lady.
Of course he did. He was House Forrester's best.
This has been so incredibly difficult for us, especially the children. But I was told you were the last to see my husband alive.
Yes, my lady.
I know it may be difficult to remember, but if I may ask, was there anything he said?
Any last words before he passed? If you can remember.
He said he loved you.
That's very kind of you to say. You have the Forrester's sword.
Ethan should have it,
I lied.
now that he is Lord.
Lord Forrester asked me to return it to the house. He said this is where it belongs. With his family.
Thank you, Garrett.
Of course, my lady.
It demands a response.
It's too dangerous, especially now.
Now is the time to prove our strength.
I'll be sure it's given to Ethan.
Against aggression. Duncan, this was our land. They were our people. Your family.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Dylan.
I share your outrage, Sir Royland. I do. But now is not the time to provoke the Whitehills. Not with Ramsay Snow coming to see us bend the knee.
The hell with Ramsay Snow, the bastard.
Garrett, you understand what this means. You killed a Bolton, and Ramsay Snow will want his retribution.
We're the ones that should be demanding retribution. This happened on Forrester land.
Ramsay Snow's coming here.
Aye. He'll arrive within the week. Those men will say they were keeping the peace in the name of House Bolton.
And what would you have us do? Nothing.
I would have us use our heads, while they're still attached to our shoulders.
Garrett has lost as much as anyone else within these walls. Maybe you can talk some sense into your uncle.
Garrett's suffered enough already. You ask too much of the boy.
He deserves to be heard.
My uncle's right. We need to be smart.
Smart. Eddard Stark was smart. And look where that got him. So, what's to be done?
Ultimately, it will be for Lord Ethan to decide.
I was gonna say, why did they look at
Just
me
a
like it
boy
was my
who
turn to
barely
make a
holds
decision?
sword. He knows nothing of how to lead men.
He is the lord of this house, and he needs our help. It's bad enough the Boltons would have us bend the knee and swear fealty. But now, this. They'll accuse you of murder, and us of protecting you.
The boy was just defending himself.
I'm not faulting him for what he did.
It wasn't murder. It was justice.
Not in their eyes. It's just the excuse Ramsay Snow would need to put us to the torch and kill us all.
I'd like to see them try.
I'm afraid it's a risk we cannot take, which is why you cannot stay.
Cannot stay? Duncan?
But where would I go?
The one place beyond the reach of even House Bolton.
You're sending him to the wall?
What the fuck?
He's done nothing wrong.
Not in the eyes of the Boltons. I'm afraid it's the only solution.
I'll do what's best for the house. So I'll go. I'm not afraid.
I know it doesn't seem fair, but it is what's best.
Will you tell him the message now? And yes, everyone does look so
That
sad.
settles it.
I don't... Mournful.
You can have my horse, and I'll see you have plenty of food. But we haven't much time. The Whitehills will come looking for you.
God damn it, Dylan. So yes, the wall is bad. The wall is
Word
a
up to me.
giant
I'd gladly drive a sword through
ice
Lord
wall
Whitehill's heart. if given the
separating
chance.
I
would. And God's willing, someday I will.
the kingdom
But for now,
from
I have House Forrester
what's
to
beyond the
consider
wall.
first. Lord Forrester would be proud that you're putting the interests of the house ahead of your own. Many of Lord Forrester's best men have volunteered for the wall. His own great uncle was a ranger with the Night's Watch.
I'll do what's best.
Which
yeah,
often
kind of
isn't
criminals
what's
go to the
easiest,
wall
but
often
necessary
instead of being put to
nonetheless.
death. And they're the Night's Watch. They're supposed to defend the kingdom against
been
the
waiting for the right
wildlings.
moment to tell
Or
you.
what more, and the books reveal that the White Walkers, these weird, like, zombie
What?
creatures.
Lord Forrester. asked me to give you a message.
Or
He said,
north of the wall.
the North Grove can never be lost.
Sorry. You caught me by surprise. It's not often discussed, if ever.
He said tell only you.
For good reason. Most don't even know it exists. They think it's just a myth made up by wildlings and fools, and it's better kept that way. I assume you kept your word.
Of course.
You haven't told anyone else, have you? This is important, Garrett.
Of course not. I told no one.
Well done. Lord Forrester was
I
right.
don't know why I
to
had the
trust in
options
you.
if it knows I didn't tell
From
anyone.
this day forward, this will be our secret. But soon, I may need your help.
But
I can't say
North
anything more just
Forest.
yet. Just
Or
know
North
the North
Grove.
Grove may very well be vital to the future of this house. But don't breathe a word of it to anyone at the wall.
I
Become
wonder
a
if it's
ranger
north
if
of
you
the
can.
wall.
It will
Oh,
help.
yep, totally. Neat. There is a lot of background lore. No, the wildlings are not black people. They're just people that live
Iron from
north
ice.
of the wall, uncivilized.
From ice.
Remember, you represent House Forrester. Your actions at the wall will reflect the honor and dignity of the house.
I'll serve with honor.
I know you will.
Garrett, wait!
Oh shit. Okay.
Be safe.
And no, there is no secret Nazism in Game of Thrones.
Ethan? Ethan!
I couldn't find him. Could you?
He hides too well, and if he were smart, he would reveal himself.
I don't like this game anymore. Maybe something happened to him.
Ethan's fine. He's just forgotten this is a game.
I win.
Congratulations, your lordship.
No. Stop talking about
Don't worry.
fucked up
It's
shit.
just a game, Ryan.
Stupid game. I don't like it.
He was worried you were gone.
I thought we'd never find you again.
I'm right here. And I promise,
There's
I'm not
plenty of
going
fucked
anywhere.
up shit that goes on
I wish Mira
in
was
Game of
here.
Thrones, but it
And
doesn't
Asher.
usually cross a whole. The only
And Roderick.
boundary it ever
I do
really
too, But
crosses
Mira's in King's Landing,
is
Can't she come
that
home? I don't want her to die too.
two of the main
Ryan, she's
characters are
perfectly
brother and
safe,
sister
I promise you.
and fuck like rabbits, or at least they
I
did.
don't want Garrett to die either. Maester Ortengrin said he got sent to the wall. I'll miss Garrett. He was nice.
Garrett is strong. He can take care of himself.
No one will tell me what Garrett did, but it must have been serious. I heard Duncan and Sir Royland talking. They said someone will come here looking for revenge.
Yeah, I agree. What the
Everyone's
fuck, Dylan?
worried
Shut
about
up.
him, but I'm not. I know you'll protect us.
Who said they're worried about me?
Well, Sir Royland for one. He says you can't fight very well.
What?
And he calls you a milksop.
Sir Royland forgets himself.
I don't care what he says. I can protect you.
What does milksop mean?
I don't know. But I know it's not good.
Ethan, you should let Sir Royland teach you how to wield a sword. Like a man. He taught Roderick and Asher, and he even showed me how to fight.
At least
Properly,
we
I
know
mean.
that
A lord should know how to fight.
we're gonna switch perspectives a lot. I wonder if we will ever play any pre-established characters. And yes, show steps.
We all used to play here. You, me, Roderick,
ODSD
Asher.
usually streams with
We'd all be out
me,
here for hours.
but he did not respond
You weren't
earlier,
born yet.
so
We had so much fun. But then, well, then everything changed. Roderick became so serious, the Lord in training, and he never smiled anymore. And Asher just got angry at everything. Promise me you won't be like that. Please, just be you. I like you the way you are. I know a lord has many responsibilities, but you don't need to be like them.
I promise, I won't change.
Good, because I'd rather have a brother than a lord.
You'll have to have both, I'm afraid.
But since you're the new lord, you can do anything you want.
I suppose.
Everyone will have to do as you say. So I could have all the sweets I want.
If only it were that simple. It would be nice if someone did what I wanted for once. But Ethan will be a good lord. A proper lord.
You have to understand, being lord is a great responsibility. I can't just fool around.
Thank you for that, Roderick.
Lord Ethan, you're needed.
we'll
in
take
the
a break
Great Hall
after
at
this
once.
chapter, and you can
Quickly,
hop on
on
with
your
me,
feet.
Dylan. But we will definitely finish episode 1 here today. I am very
What's the matter?
curious.
Lord Whitehill has arrived, unannounced and certainly unexpected. He's come demanding justice.
Can't he meet with Duncan? He is the Castellan.
I guess despite
with
its
Please, Ethan.
He's demanding an audience
probably
with the Lord.
larger audience, I
really
feel like
must
Game of
go.
Thrones is a bigger property
It's
than
your
Walking
decision.
Dead at this
You are
point.
the lord.
If I were lord, I would command Ethan to stay with his family.
Fine. If that's what's required of me.
Very well then.
They showed up unannounced. Lord Whitehill is in a lather. I assume you explained to Lord Ethan why they're here?
Business with Garrett. I told him.
Lord Whitehill knows Garrett is a squire to this house. Or was, I suppose.
Was. It makes no difference. The Whitehills were clearly...
Yeah, I know The
involved,
Walking
so
Dead's on.
don't
I mean,
give
it's
him
on
any
AMC versus
satisfaction.
HBO, but
Out
I
there,
feel
you
like
were decisive and firm. Now do it again with these
Game of
bastards.
Thrones is like The
Let's not do
Sopranos or Sex
something
and the
rash.
City. Like it's
Things are bad enough as it is.
I can handle Lord Whitehill.
Well said, my lord.
Now is not the time to anger Lord Whitehill any more than he already is. He's got 5 times as many men.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
what I
backing of
didn't
House
say.
Bolton.
I didn't
All the
necessarily
more
mean
reason
that
to stand up for ourselves.
Game of Thrones
Only
had
cowards and
had
babies.
higher ratings than The Walking Dead. Only that it's kind of a more pop culturally important property at this point. Because I mean, people fucking love Game of Thrones, and The Walking Dead is people are so
Lord Ethan, is
wishy-washy
it?
on it
My
constantly.
condolences for your father and brother. The late Lord Forrester was no friend to me or my house, but to his family it's still a loss. My only regret is I wasn't there to drive the dagger into his heart myself. I've
What
been
a
waiting
prick.
for this day all my life. The Forresters finally get their due.
How dare you?
I dare, and I'll do as I damn well please. And no bread and salt! What kind of fucking house receives a lord with no fucking bread and salt? You bloody amateur. No courtesies. I should have expected as much. Bloody Forresters.
My apologies. Please forgive us.
Forgive you? Not likely. You Forresters have shit on us for generations. Well, now the Starks are no longer around to have your back, are they? We're the power in the north now.
Roose Bolton is the Warden of the North.
Aye. And we've been his bannermen for 5 fucking centuries.
The public is not behind The Walking Dead 100%.
Lord Ethan, you're losing control of this.
We all serve House Bolton now.
I'm not finished. Maybe if you hadn't been so fucking greedy with the ironwood, things would have been different between us.
You
I
squandered
know
your
plenty
share.
of people
Our share
who
was
have
taken from us. We had no fucking choice
been
but to
very
harvest what was
frustrated with
left.
that show
What
that
is it
don't
you
know the
want,
comics or
Lord Whitehill?
games at all.
Your man, the squire. We were minding our own business. Keeping the king's peace, as his lordship here said, when your man attacked us for no reason.
Hear that? Attacked for no reason.
No reason? You murdered his family.
Then you admit it was your man who killed my men.
So
And
what's...
a pig farmer at that.
These are,
How do you answer for your
the
squire,
White Hills.
Lord Ethan?
He
acted in your name. And you are the lord of this house.
We lost
was
people
just
too,
answering
Lord
for the
Whitehill.
second chapter.
Your men murdered his entire family.
You lost pig farmers, not soldiers. The soldiers worth 100 of their type. Where's the fucking coward who killed my men? I know he's here. What have you done with him?
I took care of it. He received his punishment and it's done. He's gone.
What? Gone? That was my justice to deliver, boy, and you denied me of it. I'm not
Fucking
leaving
ass.
until I have my justice. Now bring me the coward who did it, or you'll answer to Roose Bolton. What kind of fucking
Quit
house
looking
is
fucking
this?
sad
A
and
house of
depressed all the
honorable
time.
men.
Lady Forrester.
You bellow like a wounded boar, Lord Whitehill. Have you forgotten your manners?
I mean no disrespect to you, my lady, considering your losses and all. But
It's not what
this-
you were just fucking saying.
This is not over.
It's over when my son says it is.
This is over, Lord Whitehill.
Ethan is Lord of Ironrath now. By rights, his word is law here. If that displeases you, then I trust you can find the door.
That lad may be lord of this house, but Lord Bolton will have the final say. I'll send him a raven letting him know a Forrester man killed one of his own. That the new Lord Forrester lied to my face and denied me my justice. Then we'll see whose word is law.
Do as you like, Lord Whitehill.
That guy's coming back.
I was wrong about your son, my lady. He stood up to him like a true lord.
You were brave, my son. But you'll need to be braver still when Ramsay Snow arrives to see you bend the knee. Prepare a raven. We need to send word to Mira in King's Landing at once.
Mira.
Your sister can help us. Although just a handmaiden, she has Marjorie Tyrell's favor. And Lady Marjorie's betrothal to the king may be enough to keep the Boltons at bay. If it's presented to her as it should be.
It was very kind of Lady Marjorie to give this to me. It once belonged to Lady Elena. Ethan made this for me. Asher sent me this coin to remember him. What a strange place, Essos.
Why
Father,
would you tell me to look at it when all you
much
do is just
excitement
kind
here in
of
King's Landing for the coming
gaze
wedding.
sorrowfully
Lady
at
Marjorie
it?
has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, And I look forward to the day
So
you
this
can.
is Ethan, who's now the Lord that we were just playing as, his sister, who was a handmaiden to Marjorie Tyrell, who, if you watch Game of Thrones, is the one that was supposed to marry.
By Lomas Longstrider.
Fuck, what's
A gift from Roderick.
the gay
I hope
brother
to see them all someday.
of Joffrey's father, and then Joffrey himself.
King's Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Honestly, you know, it wouldn't surprise me. She's not a slave,
It
it's
troubles
more
me to
like
even ask this of
a
you,
job.
But you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and
Kinda
can
like
be
the,
a powerful ally. Especially
upper
now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Class families that aren't like proper lords of areas, for their children to like continue and do, you know, serve their houses and but remain in high society. They become like handmaidens or squires that eventually lead to, you know, knighthood, or I guess
sorry,
in
milady.
women's
I
cases,
didn't mean to
marriages.
disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
No, it's fine. Come in.
And no, it's not. It's not a more dignified slave. It's like starting in the mailroom, basically.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you all right? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
It's private. I'd rather not say.
Of course, milady. I didn't mean to pry.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course, milady. You work for Lady Marjorie? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
It's widely known that I work for Lady Marjorie.
See, work for.
I've seen you with her before. You seem like good friends. I saw Lady Marjorie just this morning, outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
No,
Cersei?
not all people below the king are slaves. It's especially in the
They
Game of
appear to
Thrones
be
world,
having
because there
some
are
sort of
actual
disagreement.
slaves on the
I
other
couldn't hear
continent.
much, but it was definitely an argument.
Why are you telling me this?
But
I
yeah,
heard
I
them
mean, isn't
arguing about
most
House Forrester and
House Forrester?
culture in the Middle Age a lot of subservient
I thought you'd
roles
like to know.
to the
Forgive me if I
king?
was mistaken. I hope you're not in any kind of trouble.
But I mean, now you're just arguing
Most people don't tend to
philosophical
notice a
points.
cold one, not in King's Landing with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there. Good night, milady.
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come.
That
there's
is not a
something we must
great
discuss.
likeness. Oh God.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as
Wow,
my
I-
handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining.
My family wrote me.
I know
I don't doubt they
Glenn
must be overcome with
and
grief. But you must not
whoever the
despair.
farmer
We will
was
get
in
through this together.
Walking Dead were
You
from
must
the show as
understand there are
well, but
limits
they
to
were
what I can
modeled after
say,
their comics. It's the
especially
first
here in
time I've
King's
seen
Landing,
Telltale
now that
do
I'm to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for
a real
Robb
close
Stark.
likeness. I mean, even Doc Brown and
raises
Marty
questions at a time
were
I
modeled
can
after
least
like the
afford.
cartoonish version of their movie
Cersei
counterparts.
herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept.
But yeah, I can't
She
remember the
mentioned a
actress's name,
northern
but to
girl
see
in my
her in
service,
digital
and she
form is a
painted
bit
you a traitor.
strange.
She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
I'm not a traitor.
Of course not. It's only an excuse to torment you, and by extension, me. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort. For what, I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
I'll do as you ask, my lady.
If you haven't seen Game of
I
Thrones, the
knew I
actress
could
who
trust
plays
you.
Lady Marjorie is the same one that
Humor
tries to
her.
seduce
Tell
Captain
her what
America
she
in the
wants to
first
hear.
movie in front of Peggy Carter.
See if the Queen Regent is ready to receive us. You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Good luck.
You can do this.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your
Okay, that
permission,
likeness actually looks
allow
pretty
me
good.
to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
And all the cast seems to be
House
here too.
Forrester
That's
is a
awesome.
northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
Joffrey is the one true king, Your Grace.
And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
They were the Wardens of the North. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Should we play
Perhaps
the
too clever for her own good.
Peter Dinklage
The girl
performance
did name
game?
Joffrey as the one true king.
Is your house willing to swear
God damn it,
fealty to
Dylan.
your new liege lord?
That's the
Roose
Iron
Bolton?
Throne, the Mad King heiress.
Yes, Your Grace.
Absolutely.
I see. Despite
Who
the fact Roose Bolton
was who
allied with
Joffrey's
Walder
father seized the
If it was
throne
me, I'd
from,
find it difficult to so
was
quickly
crazy
forgive the men
and
who
formed a
killed my
throne made out of swords.
Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
I won't dishonor myself, Your Grace.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei?
Why
It's not as if she
Telltale?
fought
Why did you
beside
make
the
us
Starks,
take away?
wielding
Why
the
did you take away the
battle axe of
option
the
to turn
Northern
that
Army.
notification off?
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
I won't judge her, Your Grace. I wasn't there. I didn't face her decisions.
Aren't you a delightful girl?
Damn it.
If only one could flit through life without ever holding an opinion of their own.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
would... Let the girl answer the question. Go on.
My loyalties would never conflict, Your Grace.
That's a coward's answer. I will not
Shut
have
up.
my time wasted by a northern girl
God
who thinks
damn
she
it.
can play games. Who do you choose?
I must choose Marjorie, Your Grace.
Clearly your handmaiden does not have her priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants.
What?
Which is not very encouraging.
So will you. God.
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Now he's gonna guide us to the Moon Wizard.
This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then...
Oh, well, neither of you know Game of Thrones. Okay, no, that's not the king. The king is Cersei's son.
Your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
You were brave to declare your loyalty to Lady Marjorie. No doubt she was pleased, but Cersei, she will not soon forget what you said.
Also crazy.
It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I wasn't trying to please her.
I think that was clear to everyone. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance. And it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that?
Shit. Oh, God.
It may be far too dangerous.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are
For
a
the
brave girl,
house.
aren't you? I'll consider it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cersei happier. Until then, be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
I do have to say, even though their models, character models, are starting to show their age, Telltale sure does get a damn good performance out of its actors and actresses.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It went well.
Really? That's a relief. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What?
Oh, Jesus.
It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for wife.
He is quite handsome.
And quite passionate, from what I've heard. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions.
Is it bad that I honestly have no idea if there's a moon in Game of Thrones? I think there is, but I'm not sure.
I can only imagine what that would be like.
Well, Telltale did break the seal on nudity in their games with Wolf Among Us, so I wonder if we're gonna get
He does have a certain look about him.
sexy times.
And he's always treated Lady Marjorie well, which is more than you can say for his mother.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off?
And no, we've seen before. You don't want to be married to Lord
and
Joffrey.
Tyrion Lannister.
That kid is batshit.
What a perfect match. Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well? Sarah?
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was rather disappointed by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Fuck yes, I agree.
It doesn't matter what you feel. It only matters what you say.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important. I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say,
Joffrey's not a little kid, but he's not an
There are no
adult.
secrets
And
between
yes,
us.
they are.
It's about my family.
I trust her. Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks. And now you would have me ask him to intervene?
Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady.
I don't think he's a
King
preteen.
Joffrey
I think
won't
he's
like it.
in the show like
Just think
14,
how he turned on
somewhere
Lady
between like 14
Sansa.
and 16.
I will forever be in your debt. My family will forever be in your debt.
It feels like their conversation choice timers have gone faster.
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
This is,
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else does. Not even his mother. Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady.
yay.
I will send a raven to my family at once.
There are a lot of choices, like, that seem to weigh a whole lot on the plot in this versus all of the other Telltale games I've played. I'm really curious to see how this is going to progress. That's lovely.
7 elves.
Let's play a little game, shall we? Did you know my ancestors wore the skins of their enemies as a coat?
Ravens are used as communication.
Not my best work, unfortunately. I suppose I have fallen out of practice. But he didn't make it easy, what with all that bloody noise.
Like a droning cat. I thought he'd never stop.
As my father likes to say, a naked man holds few secrets. But the flayed man holds none.
Pity he didn't know your father is the Warden of the North.
He does now.
I really don't want.
How much further is it?
I really don't want to. Like, I don't understand. I can still hear them. What's the point of listening? Like leaning over.
A day, my lord. 2 at most.
What was that?
Fuck! Like I didn't.
Lord? Shh. Listen. There. Hear that? I know I heard something. Never mind. We've wasted enough time already.
Oh God. Unless I am sorely mistaken, they've talked about flaying people on the show. They've flayed like small fingers and digits and small body parts, but fuck, man.
Lord Ethan, as I was saying, you are young. And there are those within these walls who are uncertain of your leadership. But 300 generations of Forester Lords stand behind you. Lord Gerhard the Tall, who founded our house,
And your grandfather, Lord Thorin the Bold, who seized back the river valley from the White Hills.
What did they call my father?
Lord Gregor the Good. He was fair and wise, and courageous in battle.
I want to be like that, like my father.
Your father was well regarded by nearly everyone. It took years, if not decades, to earn. These were your father's people to lead and protect, and now they're yours. But your father did not bear this responsibility alone. He and every Forester Lord before him chose one man whom they trusted above all others, the Lord Sentinel. Forester traditions demand that a new Lord Sentinel must be chosen.
Keep walking, you craven son of a whore. Move! Summon the Lord! We need his judgment.
I've done nothing wrong! I was only trying to survive!
Lord Ethan. Missed.
Who is this man?
This craven is a deserter and a thief.
This house is doomed! We all fucking know it!
Quiet, thief. Eric was supposed to be guarding our weapons, but instead we caught him stealing them.
2 shields and 3 spears.
Is what Sir Royland said true?
Yes, my lord. I fled. We should all flee. It's not stealing if you're taking what's yours by right.
He speaks
He's
true.
Right. I've a family to feed, and not 2 coins to rub together since Lord Gregor left us to rot here. Where's our pay? Our share of bread and wine grows smaller every day.
Leave the poor man alone!
Mercy, go!
Lord Ethan, I know these words are hard, but they're honest. This house is falling. We'll never survive the coming winter.
We are in this together.
You say that, but it won't be you who's starving come winter.
Man,
You'll
quit
address him as
kicking
Lord.
him.
Lord Ethan, you must decide the punishment. Lord Gregor always took a thief's fingers. 3 of them.
Now may not be the time for harsh punishment. The men are on edge as it
The men
is.
need to know they cannot do whatever the fuck they please. Their lord will not permit it.
He's a
We
thief!
can
I
send him
take-
to the war.
Leave the man alone. Show him mercy, my lord. He stole from us. Deserters. Make him pay for what he's done. Give us justice.
Fucking!
I will decide.
Send him to the wall. Take his fingers. He's a thief.
If you punish
not
me,
gonna kill him.
you'll be punishing an innocent man. It will be an injustice, my lord. Please, my lord. My family depends on me.
I, Ethan of House Forrester, Lord of Ironwrath, name you a thief.
He's a thief. Kill him.
The price for your crime is 3 of your fingers.
No, please, my lord!
I'm.
My
Fuck.
lord, please! Please, no!
My lord, normally it is the Lord's duty to carry out the sentence. But I am willing to carry it out.
I will carry out the sentence.
This is injustice, my lord!
It's not injustice. Hey, man. So as the chat was saying, I don't... It's a medieval fantasy world in Game of Thrones. I guess, yeah, they're throwing out these pretty large numbers, but yeah, I guess technology really hasn't progressed
That
too
was
far.
certainly unpleasant, but a lord must mete out punishment when it's due.
I mean,
Not just yourself, of course.
It's
the
a lord's
conceit
duty, so I
behind
did
a
it.
lot of what's going on is that, like, this was a
You
world
heard
with
what the
magic
thief
in
said.
it.
I expect this sort of thing will happen
way
again.
back in history.
But a sentinel can help you
but
in the
magic
face of
kind
disloyalty.
of abandoned the world.
You
so
need
this
someone
is really
you
kind
can
of like a
trust
human
by your side.
civilization learning to cope without magic.
Someone you can rely on. no matter the circumstance.
And I'm sure you think you'd be the perfect choice.
Me? Oh, gods no. I can't get involved. I am a maester. At the Citadel, I swore an oath to serve as such. There are two capable men for the role. They both want the job, but neither thinks very highly of the other.
How do I decide between them?
Talk to them. Solicit the opinion of people close to you.
Which Dylan,
Yeah.
which character you
The
saying was
bracer of the
Yosuke?
Sentinel. The badge of office. Tonight is your first small council meeting. It would be wise to bestow this bracer upon your chosen sentinel then, to show that you are decisive and in control of this house. Your sentinel will wear this for all to see.
Thank you for your counsel, Maester.
It is my duty. Come speak with me when you're ready to convene the small council, my lord.
Yeah, I didn't really hear it, but oh well.
Careful. Keep at it and you won't have much left. Something to pick your teeth with.
No, Ethan. Look at this. All good swords have a name. I call mine Two Brothers. I carved this to give me strength. And this, so I remember. I mean, I could never forget, but...
You honor Roderick with this. He was a strong one.
He was. Yeah. Someday, I'll have a real one. But not like that one. Only a lord could have that sword.
You'll have a good sword. I'm sure of it.
I watched you today. I saw what you did to that man. Was he our enemy? A bad man? Everyone keeps talking about them.
No, he's not our enemy. But he did a bad thing.
People who do bad things need to be punished. Someone did something bad to Father and Roderick. Someone should hurt them even worse. I want a real sword. No one's afraid of wood. I'll find the men who took Roderick someday, and I'll make sure I have a real sword when I do.
Duncan,
Yes, my lord.
I have much to consider and face a difficult decision.
Perhaps I can help. Your father often sought my counsel.
As Lord, I must name a sentinel.
Of course. And if I may ask, who do you favor for the role? Perhaps I can share my insight. And talking can sometimes help you make a decision.
I haven't decided yet.
Well, you must soon, my lord. This is not a matter to be taken lightly.
Thank you, Duncan. I appreciate your advice.
I'm at your service, my lord.
What? Fine, I'll talk to you later. Let me talk to someone who, isn't up for the position.
Ethan. Or should I say Lord Ethan?
Hello, Uncle Malcolm.
I saw what you did today. It's not an easy thing to do, dealing out a harsh punishment, no matter how warranted. But if you'll excuse me, my lord, I should finish packing before nightfall. I hope to be off tomorrow.
But where are you going?
Your mother asked me to cross the narrow sea to find your brother, Asher.
Asher?
She has asked me to return with him, to help the house.
She said nothing of this to me.
Because she fears you will not agree. I told her my place is here, that I'll be of no help to you in Essos. But she insisted. I will hold, of course, until you've spoken with her about this. Just try to be kind to her. She's been living a nightmare made real. But you know that just as well.
She's my mother. I know how to speak to her.
I'm sure you do.
But my mother's fears are not the only ones I face. My people are scared as well. I'm told I must choose a sentinel.
If I may be so bold, Sir Royland is the man for the job. He'd be a fine choice.
Why Sir Royland?
We are at war. You need a warrior by your side. Royland has the respect of his men and will bring strength and discipline to this house. Duncan would offer sage advice, but now is not the time to negotiate. Not with the likes of Ramsay Snow.
Thank you, Uncle.
Shit.
Ethan, I need to
She's
talk
kinda
to you.
right.
Mother told me Mira has asked for Lady Marjorie's help.
Did she?
I knew we could rely on Mira. She always thinks of family above all else. Hopefully Lady Marjorie's influence will be enough. But right now I'm more concerned about you. I saw what you did to that man.
Yes.
The way you punished him.
Everyone was watching.
How could you be so cruel? I'm worried about you.
I did what I had to. I had no choice.
You always have choices.
No, I'm not gonna bang the girl,
You promised
Dylan.
me you wouldn't change, and I believed you.
I can't afford any more mistakes. Everyone knows what happened with Lord Whitehill. Garrett being sent to the war without my knowledge.
I know. And that wasn't your fault.
Well, I'm the Lord. It's my responsibility. The people want me to lead. They need me to, but...
What? Ethan, please. Tell me.
I wish Father were here.
We all do, but Father is gone. You are the lord of this house, which is why you must be strong. You're just as capable as Asher or Roderick ever were. I know it. I only wish you did too.
You've always given me good advice. Thank you.
Sword up! Swing left! Parry! Wrong! I didn't know
Sir
dogs
Royland,
could hold swords.
A word?
Of course, my lord.
I have many decisions to make, and I wanted your advice. What's the state of our defences? Are these men ready for what's coming?
This lot, ready? No, but they will be. We post anyone who can hold a spear along the parapet, up where they won't get much scrutiny, and put our meanest, nastiest looking brutes front and centre. That'll show Ramsay we're a force in our own right. You've got to project power, especially when you're weakened.
Thank you, Sir Royland. I'll let you get back to training these men.
Thank you, my lord. And, you should know that swinging that blade yourself took stones. It was a man's way of justice.
Okay.
Slash and parry! Slash and parry! Again!
Last
Maester?
person.
Yes, Lord Ethan. I see you've spoken to a number of people. Are you prepared to name your sentinel?
What is it you're doing over here?
Admiring the ironwood, my lord. I studied it at the Citadel. The wood may be black, but I see gold. An entire forest of gold.
What do you mean?
It is our greatest asset, my lord. Why not give some of our ironwood to House Bolton and have them leave us be? We could ransom ourselves. You can hardly put a price on your own life.
How much do we have to give, Maester?
From here to Wolfswood Creek and then across the next 2 ridges, it should be enough to satisfy Ramsay Snow, I imagine. Bloodlust can often be sated by gifts and gold.
Swords up! You can lift them, yeah?
Giving the gift would... Okay, I've made a decision.
I've decided to name you as my sentinel, Sir Royland.
Thank you, my lord, but are you sure?
Yes, of course. I'm convinced you're the man for the job.
Then I accept. But you must summon the small council, my lord, to make it official.
Right. I'll tell Maester Ortengrin to do it at once.
So my decision here, we are preparing for war, and even though the Maester does offer an interesting plan, giving up the Ironwood would be giving away what you know, the power of our house. That's not an option.
My lord,
and if I don't
are you now
want
ready
war,
to name your sentinel?
Yes, Maester. I'm ready.
Very well. I will convene the small council
we're not
at
going to
once.
give away what makes House Forrester to satiate an insane person. Only issue is at least for the near future, I know the future of Ramsay Bolton, and Ramsay Snow, and I am not going to kill him here, so fuck. Perhaps knowing the future may doom me in my decisions and trying to act justly. And again, Ned Stark acted justly, and look where that got him.
You may sit.
I believe Lord Ethan has reached his decision.
Before I name my sentinel, I must tell you. Duncan, Royland, this house needs you both.
But you can only choose one, my lord.
Let him be on with it.
Yeah, shut up. Don't cut me off.
Many thought either of you would make a fine sentinel, but I have made my decision. Sir Royland de Gore, you will be my sentinel.
Gods be praised. You've done well, Lord Ethan. You won't regret this.
A poor choice, my lord. Forgive me for saying so, but it's true.
Now, Sentinel, what do you have to report of Ramsay Snow?
My scouts say he's a day's ride away. We've no time to waste. He'll arrive before any of our allies could be here.
Who knows what he's capable of? We need to prepare for the worst.
We can devise a plan to deal with him.
The Boltons need our people to harvest the ironwood. Even the bastard Ramsay must understand that.
He's not coming here to negotiate. We must answer with the sword.
That's bloody suicide. You gamble with the lives of everyone within these walls.
Quiet, Tuttle. You're not the Sentinel. I knew this would happen. He cannot be trusted.
This is the small council, is it not?
Enough! Would my father have stood for this kind of bickering? Neither will I.
The Bolton sigil is a flayed man. Force is the only thing they understand. Put every man who can hold a spear or crossbow on the wall, and make the bastard fill his boots with piss.
He would see it for the empty gesture that it is, and have us flayed. We must take a measured approach, my lord.
Gentlemen, please. Thank the gods Mira has asked Lady Marjorie for her help. It's not too late for the Crown to intervene on our behalf, but we must have a plan if Mira's efforts are not successful. I trust Mira's judgment. I don't doubt she did everything within her power to help us.
We all must agree on the plan. We cannot leave until we have a consensus.
Ugh.
Why not make an offering for peace, my lord?
Yeah, the wisdom of the Citadel.
We can give the Boltons ironwood in exchange for their protection.
You must be mad. It's pure folly to
Again,
just
yeah,
give away
agree.
the only currency we have to bargain with.
Enough! Although Sir Royland may object, I shall use diplomacy with Lord Snow. I would be foolish to pick a fight without negotiating first. I'll offer our allegiance, and try to reach a reasonable agreement.
If you aren't ready for a fight, you're bound to lose when one breaks out.
No, I want to be ready for a fight. I just don't
Ethan
think
has
we
made
should
his
always
opinion known,
choose
and
that
you
option.
will respect his decision.
Fucking A, man.
Forgive us, my lord. We are, of course, here to serve you, as we served your father.
Aye.
Well then, let's decide how we shall set the stage for Ramsay's arrival. Invite him into this hall, and meet him face to face, lord to lord.
Ramsay Snow is no lord. That's absurd. You meet him at the gate with as much force as we can muster. Make him wait. Let him gaze upon Ironrath. And when he enters, he'll know it's only because you allowed it.
Lord Ethan?
I will meet him in the Great Hall.
It's careless. Can't you see Tuttle is steering you wrong? You will lead us into ruin.
I've faithfully served this house for far too long to sit here and listen to this. You're likely to get us all killed.
Sit down at once.
Apologies, my son. But now that it is settled, we know what we must do. You will meet Ramsay Snow in the Great Hall, and we will not offer our ironwood.
No matter what, I will stand beside you, my lord, where your sentinel belongs.
Then perhaps we should adjourn. We have to prepare the house.
Fuck.
My lord, you have named your sentinel, but you still seem conflicted. And no matter what, you can't be indecisive. Not if you want to help this house. Forgive me.
There will always be those who question your leadership, which is why you need allies you can rely on. Family. Mira has done everything she can in King's Landing, but there are others who can help us. What about your brother, Asher?
Malcolm told me. You want to bring him back.
He's a skilled fighter. But what's more, he has the will to fight. A hunger for it. He always protected you and your sister. And we need all the help we can get.
Yes, I hear what you're saying.
Do you remember the miller's boy? How he tormented you? I wanted to intervene, but your father said Ethan must fight his own battles. But when Asher saw it, he didn't take a breath. He grabbed the miller's boy by the neck. That was his first instinct. Asher knocked out half the poor boy's teeth. Of course, your father was furious, but you were in danger and there was nothing else Asher needed to know. Asher does not hesitate. He acts, and we need that. You have many fine qualities, but you do not have that anger inside you.
Asher is dangerous and unpredictable. His presence could help or hurt.
Having another sword at your side always helps, especially now.
We'll bring Asher back, but
I'm trying to do what's best for this family. What this family needs.
I don't like it.
Ethan, let me send Malcolm to Essos.
Fine. Malcolm will go to Essos and bring Asher back.
Thank you, Ethan. I'm glad you will let me do this. Know that you never stand alone. You are a Forester. Mira stands with us, and she may be able to help us yet.
I feel weird about this.
Marjorie?
Oh. Lady Marjorie is still with the king. I thought you'd want to know.
Thank you.
Mira, look. The other day when you asked Lady Marjorie for help, I only spoke out of fear for her.
My adventure game.
I want to help you if there's anything
Skills
I can do.
and nature just make me want to take
Poor
everything.
family. I can't imagine how you must feel.
But I feel really fucked up taking Marjorie's things.
Lady Marjorie is always saying how important friends and allies are in King's Landing. Just know, I will be here for you if you ever... My lady, I'll leave you to talk.
Okay, wow, texture in the background there.
Are you all right, my lady?
The king was not inclined to offer help for your family. I'll need this mended.
Gods.
He said I was too easily swayed. And he reminded me that I am not yet his wife. I allayed his fear. For now. But it will be a long time before I can ask him for anything again. Nothing I said could cheer him. He wouldn't even speak to me when I left him.
What can I do to make this better, my lady?
There's nothing you can do, Mira.
Understand, it was my mother's plan, not mine. I just hope you can find some way to forgive me.
She needs to say it was her decision to
This is simply not how things are done, Mira. Not in King's Landing.
I'm sorry, my lady.
Soon I will be queen, and maybe then I'll be in a better position to help you. But for now, we must both be cautious.
I must send a raven. I have to warn my family. If you'll excuse me, my lady.
Well, and not taking the seal or the
Milady.
key.
Begging your pardon, milady. I hope I didn't frighten you.
How long have you been waiting there?
Not long. I was just passing by when I saw you emerge from Lady Marjorie's room. I hope you saw. I was right before. About Lady Marjorie and Queen Cersei. I just want you to know, I can help you if you'd like. And your family, if you're willing to trust me. I hear all sorts of things. Things that could be useful for you.
How can you help me? My problems can't be solved by what you might overhear.
It looks like in the
Which is why
background
you
they're
must trust
trying
me,
to
milady.
like alleviate
You need allies.
focus.
Hopefully I've proven I can be useful
When
to
you
you.
film things, you know,
I'm sorry.
the foreground,
I really
when
must go.
cameras, I mean,
Please
even our
don't
eyes
despair.
focus, the background kind
I
of
know
blurs,
people who-
but it looks more like the way heat shimmers
be willing to help
in the air and the light, like over the pavement on a hot day or above a grill or something, instead of just blur from focus on something in the foreground.
Where the bloody hell is Duncan?
He should be here.
Ah, fuck him if he's angry. We'll do without him. And without King's Landing. I know you'd hoped Mira could help us, but I'm confident we've enough strength
Yeah,
of
and I
our
see
own.
you've noticed it in the
Your
chat.
men are
Yeah,
ready
it does
to
kind
act
of
if
look like
needed.
looking through a frosted glass window.
Our plan is a good one. It will work so long as everyone does their part.
Good, I appreciate my confidence too.
Isn't this a lovely pile of timber? Not the place I'd want to be if there was a fire.
Ironwood is near impervious to flame, my lord.
Is it?
May I introduce Lord Ramsay of House Bolton, son of Roose Bolton. Although a bastard, Lord Ramsay has the full authority of the
Thank you,
Warden of
Lord.
the...
That's enough. Who is this little boy? Is he lost?
May I offer you bread and salt, Lord Ramsay?
I loathe bread and salt. Aren't you the little lord? Lord Whitehall told me you were young, but this... Look at you.
A token for the new Warden of the North.
Let me guess. Forrester Iron.
Carved by our most skilled craftsmen.
Ironwood. Doesn't look like much.
No one can match our skill.
Is that so? Not bad. Lord Whitehill, can your lot do this?
Given enough time, we could learn...
Given enough time, you could do many things.
Yay.
But not this, apparently.
Fuck yes. He may be insane, but...
Look at that. More Forrester.
Lord Ramsay?
Come out where I can see you.
Don't be scared. Come on. Strong showing. We can do
Force
this.
him to focus on the business at hand.
Lord Ramsay, I understand you've come here for assurance of our fealty.
Fuck fealty. We came here for justice.
We'll get to your justice. First, let's see you bend the knee to my father, Lord Bolton, Warden of the North. Words are wind. Anyone can say they're loyal.
My lord.
Ha! That wasn't so hard now, was it?
No, because it's my duty to do that, even though
Here's
I
the
don't
thing.
want to.
I don't care about your loyalty. The Crown, however, wants what you've got. Whatever you've been supplying the Starks for centuries. Ships, shields, chamber pots. I expect you'll do the same for us. My father has promised as much to the king. You wouldn't want to make him a liar, would you? That wouldn't reflect well on me.
You needn't worry. Your father will have what he needs.
That's a good little lord.
You can't trust her, Forrester.
Fuck
They
off.
murdered our men.
It was Forrester Squire who did it. One Whitehill soldier dead. One Bolton.
He was within his right. They killed his family.
His right? He killed a loyal soldier in my father's army. Then you welcomed me into your hall like a proper lord, hoping I wouldn't linger outside long enough to notice your pathetic little army. That sort of insolence from one of our loyal bannermen will not do. So I've come up with a solution that will benefit everyone. The Whitehills will be taking control of your ironwood.
Fuck you.
What? The Ironwood. But...
The Whitehills are nothing more than up-jump thieves!
You can't do that.
Why not? You know something the Whitehills don't?
Yes.
We are talking about trees. You grow them, you cut them down.
The White Hills had ironwood, once, but now those hills are bare.
Hence the name, of course.
They know nothing of how to cultivate the forest.
Look at their sigil,
Yes.
my lord. A barren hill.
Yes!
Do you want ironwood for the next 5 years, or the next 50 generations?
The little lord does have a point.
Yes, he does.
We'll try this.
You fucking oaf.
Lord Whitehill will take half of your ironwood, and we'll see who fares better.
But my lord...
Half of something is better than the nothing you had before. To ensure there's no trouble, Lord Whitehill will install a garrison of 20 men within your walls.
At Ironrath, that we cannot abide. Ethan.
They'll help maintain the king's peace.
This will cause more trouble, not less.
Not for me. You have a man you trust?
My son, Griff.
Riff will lead the garrison.
The seven hells he will.
Lads, do make this visit worthwhile.
Please, Sir Royland, don't.
Look at this, little Forester. You're not frightened, are you?
Lord Ramsay, please.
And you? Are you Lord Ethan's older sister?
I'm his twin, my lord.
Ah, twins. Well, like the Queen and her brother. Well, hopefully not just like the Queen and her brother. I never had a sister. Always wanted one.
We have more to discuss, Lord Snow.
I have an idea. You'll come with me. You can be my highborn ward.
Lord Ramsay, that's enough.
Do you like hunting?
Let her go.
She's quite pretty, your sister. We'd get along well.
You've gone too far, Lord Ramsay. I demand you let her go.
I suppose you can stay. Aren't you the brave lord?
What have you done?
But I don't want a brave lord.
What the fuck?
Far too much trouble.
Ethan!
My lord!
Oh, no!
Even though you did bend the knee.
My son.
I think we've come to an understanding.
Ethan!
I certainly feel better about all this.
Ethan. Oh, come on.
However, the Foresters need to keep their end of the bargain.
Stop!
Brian!
Take the boy as your ward.
No!
Kill him if they give you any trouble.
Brian!
Lovely meeting all of you.
What the fuck?
We'll have to do it again sometime.
Somebody help him!
Fetch the maester, quickly!
You brought this on yourself.
Mother!
Stop!
Don't let them take me!
You will not take
Stop!
him!
No, please! Brian, please! Leave
No!
me alone! Brian! Do something!
Ethan? My son.
Ooh, wow. Okay. So that was episode 1 of Telltale's Game of Thrones.
Ethan sacrificed himself for us all. He saved Talia's life. He'll be remembered as Ethan the Brave.
This house needs a leader.
Lord Ethan named me Sentinel. I will lead this house.
My sister asked you to swear loyalty to her son, and you flat out refused.
We can't let them hurt Ryan too. We have to stop them.
We do not stand alone. There are those who will fight for us. Those who hold House Forrester above all other loyalties. Those who will not stop until Ethan is avenged. Until Ryan is home again, our house will not fall. We will be ready.
Nothing comes without a cost, my lady. Are you prepared for what might happen?
And this totally feels like a next time on Game of Thrones. No one agreed with me. Great. So I would like to try something different with this stream that we have not done before at Geekenstein here. And we will do for all the games that we actually, or at least I will do for all the games that I finish on the stream. I would like to go ahead and just offer you a straight off-the-cuff review, which will of course be at the end of this archive video and presented separately. So, I am a huge Game of Thrones fan. I am also a huge Telltale fan, and now we are one episode in, and while you can't really judge the series, the Game of Telltale's Game of Thrones completely until the story is finished, they are presenting these episodes as things you can buy separately, and therefore they have to be judged as such. Now, this is by far the most intense and emotional and just raw game that Telltale has made yet. Like every decision, it felt like I was making this just intense, weighty choice that I would feel the ripple effects from continuing on. And while I have no intention to play to see what other decisions will take me, I will of course do research into that before we play episode 2. The only actual issues I had at all playing through this were smaller technical ones, as we discussed. The weird kind of like frosted glass or like heat shimmer effect on the background on certain textures, and just this engine is showing age, and while you can't completely fault it, it does, when you're trying to present this immersive narrative experience, it is a little distracting. Regardless, this episode was utterly fantastic. I loved playing through every second of this. I mean, if you watch the actual stream of us playing it, I had meant to take a break at some point and come back, but I couldn't stop. I wanted to know what happened next. And this episode clocked in at about 2 hours, which is, I would say, completely reasonable for $5, especially for an interactive experience versus, double that for same length of a movie. This was incredible. Easily the best Telltale has done, barring the fact that I haven't played Walking Dead Season 2 yet, but regardless, I loved this first episode of Game of Thrones, and I cannot wait to see where the series goes from here, because Telltale has done just an amazing job setting up their story. Hopefully it can continue on as strongly and not get that feel of a story just shoved into an ongoing narrative and feel more a full part of it. So we shall see, and we will of course be back with more awesome content at geekenstein.com. Bye everyone.